For the past decade and a half, Washington, D.C. has been the site of a major battle between big oil and big corn, the fossil fuel and agricultural industries. And nobody is talking about it. What I'm referring to is the controversial alternative energy source known as biofuels, namely ethanol and biodiesel. In 2005, the Energy Policy Act passed through Congress and became law, establishing the Renewable Fuel Standard. The RFS required certain obligated parties, such as merchant refiners of gasoline or diesel fuel, to blend a minimum value of renewable fuels into their petroleum each year. Congress intended for biofuels to be a solution to both the country's energy security needs and its environmental goals, but it ended up starting a decades-long feud between the oil industry and agriculture that continues to this day. Biofuels policy is evidently a contentious political arena, but it gets even more complicated than that. Remember how I said that one of Congress's main goals was to use biofuels as a more environmentally friendly alternative to fossil fuels? Well, that's where our third big lobbying interest comes into play, environmental groups. You see, environmental experts were initially supportive of the introduction of biofuels because of the claims that they would have significant benefits in reducing greenhouse gas emissions. Over time, though, that support has turned into opposition as scientific studies emerged that contradicted those claims, suggesting that biofuels actually have no noticeable environmental benefits at all, and even contribute to deforestation. Researchers admit that current biofuels, like ethanol and biodiesel, are unlikely to ever replace fossil fuels, and have made little impact on U.S. energy security or climate change mitigation. So why is this battle over biofuels important, especially if this whole experiment failed to live up to Congress's expectations? Why doesn't Congress or the President just get rid of the blending mandates entirely? That would certainly make the fossil fuel industry very happy. Whether or not biofuels are an effective solution to energy security and environmental concerns, and the research suggests they aren't, at least not currently, the U.S. biofuels industry has undoubtedly developed into a powerful regional economy of its own. Many Corn Belt biofuel blenders, farmers, and other workers in the industry, and over 50% of Iowa's corn, now rely on the RFS and continued support for biofuels production to sustain their livelihoods. It's not really about climate change at all anymore, is it? Almost 2 decades ago, Congress unintentionally created an industry that it can't easily get rid of without pissing off thousands of farmers and vital communities. What becomes of the biofuels industry once we act on the transition in transitional fuel and electric cars and clean energy threaten the industry's existence? What is the future of the biofuels industry? Renewable aviation fuel? Experimental cellulosic biofuels technology? These are the questions that are really at the heart of the biofuels problem, and there are no easy answers.